shit. Y'all better listen to this shit. This is the musical bass right here.
Thanks, y'all. Birthday well spent. Thank you to everybody. I got me some crab. Thanks to y'all. Enjoying my birthday. I got a minor headache, but I'm still here for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the latest update. I gotta finish reading Faith on. Today was a really good day. Mechanic didn't have to do no crossing because the government had a witness up there they thought was for them. Turned out to be for Cal. Be Cal. That must be. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Today was a damn good day. Turn this crab up, y'all. So that's the song that Faith was recording, and she turned it over to the prosecutor. And Kells was up in there, they was playing it. He was bouncing and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like this. I'm like, go, Kells. Kells coming home, y'all. So, after talking to one of the media outlets, because y'all know they got me in the media room, right? So after talking to one of the media outlets, they was like, I asked them a question like, why y'all keep reporting all this negativity stuff, right? So I got some inside information for y'all. The reason they reporting this lump-sided story, and this is not fair, but this is what was said to me, is because they're reporting what the prosecution is doing, because the prosecution has the case to prove, right? Now, when the prosecutor is done and the defense gets this case, they're going to be reporting what the defense is doing to win their case. That's what they said. Okay? I don't agree with that because they should really be telling what they should be telling everything. They should not be leaving nothing out. Nothing. Nothing out. Okay? So the fact that they are, that's why y'all get to come over here to pieces of the puzzle. So when they start telling you what I've already told y'all, y'all already know what it is. So y'all be ahead of the media because the media is lying. Now, I'm appreciating my birthday gifts from all of y'all. I said last year was my best birthday. And then I said the year before that was my best birthday. And the year before that was my best birthday. Turns out this is my best birthday. I get a chance to spend it in New York City with all of y'all plus Kels. Okay? Now, about to give y'all an update. I'm coming down to the wire, y'all. I didn't want to eat too much on live, so I tore this stuff up before I got on. So that way y'all didn't have y'all getting the last of it. I didn't want to do y'all like that. I really didn't. But since it's my birthday, I can. And that's it. I'm just pretty much done. No one's not here dirty. So the government had a witness, y'all. Her name was Alexis. Y'all probably heard of Alexis. Okay? She met R. Kelly when she was 15 years old. From 15, and she had been in communication with him all the way up until like 2015, y'all. They was trying to get that girl to admit that she had sex with R. Kelly 15, 16, 17. That girl would not budge. They tried to say, let us present to you some evidence. And so, see if it refreshes your memory, right? That girl did not budge. So, Alexis, if you out there, shout out to you for staying true to yourself and not letting them people, try to convince you, manipulate you, or take advantage of you so you can lie on this man and get this innocent man convicted. Shout out to Alexis. Y'all better give Alexis some love because Alexis can't do, y'all. She can't do with the jury. I know the prosecutor mad as hell. So when the prosecutor was done with their witness, you know how mechanic, I keep calling that man mechanic. I like to call him mechanic. You know how mechanic goes to cross-examine? He didn't need to cross-examine her. That's how good she was. He said, no crossing. Government, hurry up, got her up out of there. That was a power move, y'all. That was a power move. Okay, I'm done. Let me get this off of me. I just want to share that I'm up in here enjoying all this goodness. Thanks to everybody that looked out for me today on my birthday. I enjoyed myself at the courthouse with the king of R&B, his friends, his attorney, some supporters, and of course you guys. Y'all been right there with me every step of the way. Every step of the way. Okay? So shout out to all of y'all. Now, let me get my notes so I can get y'all this commentary. Thank you guys so much for all the shout outs. Y'all shouting me out. My birthday. Thank y'all. Right. Oopsie daisy. Put my birthday tiara up. Did y'all hear about the media said that the girl whose birthday is today and she had on the tiara fell asleep in court? Talking about it's boring. So press. The press is press. Press, 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 press. Hollywood don't need no mess. They was pressed. They got me all in the media talking reckless, man. And I ain't even gonna give them no energy. Because you know why? I had enough of that on YouTube. YouTube have prepped me for the negative media. So NBC want to do an interview with me. I cannot think of this company, the other company. They want to do an interview with me, right? So NBC wants to interview. This other company want to interview. And want me to go on camera. I told her I was going to do it tomorrow, right? But then I had another opportunity that just happened to fall in my lap. And so I'm going to be working with someone else. And I'm going to share that with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to surprise y'all with it and all. I'm not going to give it to y'all today. Y'all have to stay tuned because, yeah, it was that boring, y'all. They had the forensic tech up in there. They had the PhD. They had the two cousins that work in the same industry as, computer savvy people. I did, y'all. I dozed off. And then I was like, the U.S. Marshal came in. He said, "You can't be sleeping up in here, So I sat back up, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I had sat back up, and then I was like, this is just boring. Like, it's nothing exciting. Only thing was exciting was Alexis today, because even after she was done, they brought in another boring person, but I still took his notes just to have everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here for nothing. So I got all the information that I could get for you guys. But it was so funny. It was so funny. Shout out to Trevin, because Trevin sent me something beautiful. Shout out to Big Mama. Shout out to everybody, man. Auntie Drea. I mean, all of y'all. Like, oh my God, you guys have overwhelmed me today. Made my birthday so, 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 so special. Now remember, this is birthday number 1. Tomorrow is the real birthday. And the reason I have 2 birthdays, just in case y'all may have missed the memo, my ID says the 2nd, okay? So I have to celebrate the 2nd. My mother and my father and all my family has always celebrated the 3rd. That's the only birthday I know is the 3rd. So now that I have my when I got my birth certificate, my mom has already passed away, so they won't change it. You know what I'm saying? She would have to come in there and challenge it. And so I've had the hardest time trying to get that changed. And all my documents, my school records, everything from when I was a little kid all the way up to today, even my medical, everything says the 3rd. And so I got the Social Security people to change it, and keep it the 3rd and change it so it won't go to the 2nd. But as far as my identification card, it says the 2nd. So it's today and it's tomorrow, okay? I don't know. My mom always celebrated the 3rd, so it's the 3rd. But my ID say the 2nd, and I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. So just make sure y'all just say happy birthday tomorrow. Y'all ain't got to do nothing else. Just say happy birthday, hit the like button. Make sure y'all come in my chat. Now, I done gave y'all first 15 minutes of fame by talking about myself and other things. So now I want to spend the rest of this time giving you guys the commentary that you guys so deserve, because I came here to make sure I got all the information that I could get and bring it to you guys, because I knew that I could be reliable to get here, be here, and get this information out to you guys. So again, shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. I thank you all just for your continued support. If you don't do nothing else but hit the like button, come in here, view the videos, share these videos, is very important to get all this information out to the public, because it's a one-sided story. So I just want to make sure I say that to you guys. And again, thank you all for the birthday wishes, and don't forget to do it again tomorrow, because that's the day that means even more to me, because that's what my mama did. She celebrated the 3rd, so it's the 3rd. Okay, let me drink this and then I'm gonna be ready. Oh, I don't want to put Sprite on there unless they giving me something to promote. Okay, hold on. I can't. Now, I've eaten before the sun has went down, so I can't eat no more. That was it for the night. I'm gonna starve until before sunup. I'll eat again before sunup because I'm fasting. Okay. So where I left you guys off at before I went back to court was, let me go. Okay, here it goes. So that's it. Let's take a lunch break, and then that's where I ended y'all at. Now I'm gonna continue on with CANNICK's crossing of FR, Faith Rodgers. Thank you guys so much. People can change their gender and they giving you a hard time about switching the day. Right. You feel me? But maybe Robert forgave her, or maybe this was a lie about her. Let me make sure I read y'all comments before I get all the way into this commentary. Hey Lovely, hey Sugar Baby, hey Q Ball, hey Regina, hey Crystal, hey Carol, hey Michael, hey Truth Religion, hey Gaga Kills, hey Stephanie, um, hey Tiffany Only, please. I've been playing his music for 3 weeks straight. Happy birthday. Thank you. Hey Keen, hey Ethel, hey Michael Holman, hey Tanya Campbell, hey Stilettos for me, hey Lisa Trammell, hey Sheila Ragland, my day one, hey Melissa, hey Gemini, hey Tiffany Nairi, hey that's hey Miss T, hey Miss T, hey Khadijah Mohammed, hey I Rise Solo. Thank you guys so much, and you too, I Rise Solo. Thank you all. Thank you, Regina. Thank everybody that knew what y'all did. I don't gotta say it all out here or whatever, but just thank all of y'all. Y'all know who y'all are, and trust me, it's highly appreciated. Hey Renee Mack, hey Shantae, hey Felicia Fee, hey Ivan, hey Carol Walker, um, Ruth Wilson, Nancy Curtis, Lisa Trammell, Queen Asata, Sandra Robinson, Yvette, Christo, PDQ. Oh wow, okay. Travel the World, Shakira, Amen. Let's see, everybody that's coming on in here. Kamanika. I hope I'm saying it right. Simply Erica. Um, hold on, let me go back up. Simply Erica. Miss 007, Priscilla Spencer, Mac Dime, Princess D, The Chosen One. What? Is that for real? Okay. Demetra, Miss Gita. Um, wow. Okay. Dime a dozen. LaShonda McDowell. Oh my God, you guys are coming in so thick. Sanlis, Delamini. Delamini. I'm just gonna say Delamini. That one I can pronounce. Paul Davis, Parch, Jan. Um, I can't see y'all. I'm blind as a bat. Uh, Jan, Big Red, Lemon Tea, Trial and Error. Ruby, Miss CC, Michelle Nolan, everybody that's coming in the chat. Shout out to all of y'all. Sexy Jenny, Lady G, AB Hunt, uh, Tayon the Love, Tayon the Love, K Baby's Lane, K Baby Lane, K Baby Lane. Hi, K Baby. um, Teresa, Chef Kiana Jackson, Minecraft, Carol Sparks, I said Stephanie Luke, um, and all of y'all that's coming up here. And thank you guys so much for the birthday shout outs. Thank you all so much. I highly and humbly appreciate it. Hey, mamas, Candy's World. Okay. Wow. Okay, you guys here for it. Let me give it to y'all. I don't want to hold y'all any further because I want to get some good rest. The prosecutor said that they have 4 to 5 witnesses. It's a short day tomorrow, so court is going to end really early tomorrow. Basically, once they go on that lunch 1 o'clock, it's over. So I think they're going to go until 1. I don't know how they're going to break it, but they're going to probably give maybe a break or 2 in between. But after that short day tomorrow, then remember there's no court on the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. And then court comes back on the 9th and the 10th, and then I'll get more information for you guys at that time. So for right now, that's what I have for y'all. So let's get into this commentary. Hey, Sir Miguel. Let me see. Show our hosts about their love. Oh, thank y'all. Y'all so sweet. Oh my God, sexy. Happy birthday to you, my sister. Wishing you all the best. Show us your shirt. Happy birthday. Okay, I'm back. So that was my daughter. She's calling. She's interrupted. Somebody said they wanted to see my shirt. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm gonna put a whole body picture up. I have a whole body picture. I'll put it in the community tab, and y'all can see what I had on today. Okay, for birthday number one. Now, and shout out to Ruthie in the house. Shout out to Stephanie Treble. I got a chance to meet her. She was here. So shout out to them. They came to support our Kelly. They came, to be a part of this and see what they could see and get some information or whatever. But I know the visit had to get cut short. And so I just want to shout them out because I know, they are some real, I'm talking about, I know already how much Ruthie loves R. Kelly. Okay. I know the communication that she has with him, and I've seen her letters that he has written to her back from her responses. So she's 100, she's 1,000, right? And when I tell you Stephanie's energy was all the way up, y'all. So shout out to Stephanie. That girl showed major love. I mean, she was so excited, y'all. You could feel her energy of her excitement of how much she was excited to be in the pandemonium, in the midst of the moment, in a courtroom, get a chance to see R. Kelly up there. She was, I mean, oh, you could feel her excitement. It was just a level of excitement that, I'm dramatic, but her excitement was so sincere and it was so just beautiful, y'all. So I want to make sure I shout her out because I know she had to fly back. But if she gets this video, she will know that I was thinking of her. So I want to say that, and then let me see. Before I get into this commentary, I see more of y'all coming in here, so I want to make sure I shout everybody out. And yeah, so Keita Levette, I see you. Bird, I see you. Latonya Walker, hey boo, I see you, girl. Cree Jackson, Renee Mack, Sherry Cox, Talonda Walker. I'm sorry, that's Latanya Walker, but it's Talonda Landers. This is a beautiful name, Talonda. That's really different. And Alan 72394. Okay, so let's finish from where I left off, you guys. Okay. So before the meeting, after Mr. Kelly and at the after party, did you Google R. Kelly? This is what R. Kelly's lawyer wanted to know. Did she Google R. Kelly to Faith Rodgers? And then she was like, wait. She said, uh, wait. Did she say, no, she said yes. Did you Google him? She said yes. Okay. He said, so next out, wait, who was, wait, you, oh, no. Cause she was trying to get sarcastic, y'all. She was really going there. So he said, so could you answer? And she said, yes. He said, so, you read what was, Okay, sorry about that. Everybody's trying to call me, y'all. Everybody's trying to get the exclusive off the air. Y'all gotta watch me on live. I tell y'all, don't ask me nothing. Catch my lives. I'm telling it once. I don't want to tell it twice. Okay, so let me just pick it up. Okay, so he was asking her if she Googled R. Kelly. Okay, he said so. This is what he said. So before meeting R. Kelly, and then after meeting Mr. Kelly at the after party, did you go and Google R. Kelly? And she said yes. Okay, and then he went on to say, so I'm sorry. She said she acted like she couldn't hear. She said, I'm sorry. Can you ask your question? And he said, so what you saw when you was reading the Google, when you went online and search them up. And then he said, so do you recall an instance with an earlier conversation? And I am who I am, but I'm not married. When R. Kelly told you I am who I am and I'm not married, like, do you not recall this earlier conversation? Because he told her straight up, Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, I don't know, she came in, thought she was fit to just control him, or she thought she had what it take to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell be going through people's mind. But and then he and then was like LOL. And then she said, I understand. And then he said, and then she said, I understood he's not married. This is her response. I understood he's not married. He dates multiple people. Then the next question was, so he told you that, correct? He told you about wait. You told him about the first boyfriend, the mother of his child. And then she was like, and I felt like this was a distraction, but she was like, there's a distinction between the mother of the child and a girlfriend, because you know she wanted to say it's the mother of the child, and CANNICK was like, uh girlfriend, mother of the child, like, you know what I'm saying? But she was trying to be sarcastic and try to correct him and tell him like it's a distinction, there's a distinction between the mother and the girlfriend, okay? And so he was like, so if I ask you a question, just answer the question, okay? I mean, at this point it was like, girl, you need to go sit your evil self down somewhere trying to get all up here playing games with this intelligent black man, okay? And so he was like, so because of that relationship, you developed epilepsy. You had to be careful because you couldn't have alcohol beverages, right? You never had alcohol. There was occasions. Can you ask? She was like, can you ask again? He said, no one made you drink, correct? That wasn't. She was like, that wasn't it. It was multiple. It was multiple times. And he said it was multiple times that you chose to drink, correct? You testified and called him daddy. You did, right? Yes. In conversation, yes. In text, yes. And it was your choice, yes. I asked what he was going in. I asked what he wait, you didn't want to. Wait. I asked what he respected you. You didn't want to. Wait. He wasn't satisfied. Wait, she said he wasn't satisfied. Hold on. Let me get this right because I know I wrote that down again. There we go. Okay, so this time you called him daddy. Yes. You didn't have to. Yes. When you sent the message, you called him daddy. Yes, sir. The first trip to New York, he invited you. You asked for a trip to New York. Yes. Yes. In fact, you text Diana, and yes, you did all that. Yes. After you asked, you got on the plane. Yes. Yes. I done dropped the notes, y'all. It's getting real. You know it's getting real when you drop the book. It's getting serious, y'all. Um, so, and you got on the plane, yes. Now, wasn't there a connecting flight? Yes. In Nashville, and you could have changed your mind, right? Yes. You went to the hotel. I don't remember. And afternoon, morning, evening, I don't remember. At some point, you contacted Diana, right? Yes. You wanted to know what to do next. Yes. Yes. You contacted you contacted to know Diana was going to be in Nashville and you wanted to know what to do next. Yes. Yes. You contacted Sorry, y'all. I mean, everybody is calling me. Stop calling me while I'm live. I know y'all see me live. Don't do that. Let me get this out, man. Okay. Shout out to, wait, hold on. There's more people that came in the building. I see some people. I just gotta, before I get into this, for real, I'm not doing no more stopping, y'all. Don't do this to me. Shout out to Felisa Cortez. My auntie used to call me Felisa. My name is Felicia, but she would say Felisa. Felisa, oh, rest her soul in heaven. Sheila Wright, shout out to you. Power 1 2 Trust, I see ya. Hot Shonda Harris is in the building. Joyce Bryant, Grand Jurist, Debosky Gunn, Coretta Johnson, Auntie Ladrea. Dang, y'all is coming up here real thick. Okay, Marvette Walden, Brooklyn for Kales, Ryan Welch. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Shout out to all y'all. Oh my God, my baby in here. Robert Lee. Hold on, let me highlight. Hold up. What side, baby? What's my good side? I got a headache and I'm supposed to be resting, y'all. But I just, before I lay down, I said, let me do this because I don't want to be like last night exhausted and don't have my enthusiastic with me. Shout out to 74 Rashida. Red Hot Beats Incorporated, and everybody else that's coming all up here. Ryan Welch and everybody else. I see y'all. Okay. Now, baby, y'all, he be watching me. You see, you're making me embarrassed. I'm shy. Now you're gonna make me shy. Baby, I'll be home tomorrow, baby. I'm coming home on that real birthday. So just get ready to put some wax and some oil and do whatever you got to do. I don't know, but just Clifford Walker up in here, Rachel Diggs, Miami 305, Busy B. Like, where y'all come from? How did I miss this? You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh, you said that. It's freaking beautiful. Okay, wait. Okay, now let me go. Let me get back up. Let me get back into my content because you know I get distracted when I see Zanny. And Andres is in here. T Baby in here. T Baby. Gloria Robinson. They next give us some good news. I wish that I was able to experience this trial in person as a paralegal. I am fascinated with the jury process. I am unbiased person, just interested in the process, right? Blessings to you, everyone, and get some rest, please. You are the one. Oh, thank you, Coretta. Got milk bath after all this, child. Okay, man. Hi. Oh, Ella, my number one critic in the building. Made the lie tonight on your birthday, Hollywood Next. Thank you. Okay, so let me give y'all this good news. I know y'all been waiting. Let me finish. Okay, so he was like, so you had a connecting flight in Nashville before you changed over to get to Chicago. Yes, you went to the hotel. I don't remember. If it was the afternoon, morning, or the evening. He said, what time did you get there? In the afternoon, in the morning, evening? I don't remember. At some point, you contacted Diana. Yes. Okay. You wanted to know what to do next, right? Yes. You contacted Diana to know. And Diana said nothing was going on until 8 o'clock. Yes. Then you went to the concert. Yes. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccup. Okay, you were close to the front. Yes, he made. You said he made eye contact and a person. I mean, and he performed to you. Yes, was the stage a rotating stage? She said she don't remember. How you don't remember if the stage is a rotating stage? Like, come on, you guys, the girl is crazy. And so, shout out to Maria West. I see new people coming here. Okay, let me stay focused because I can't pay attention to that chat. Y'all be on it. Okay, so it was a rotating stage. Where is I'm at? Okay, she said I don't remember. He said, so how many other acts did you see? Just him? She said I don't remember. He said, so the stage was a rotating stage. And then she said, I said he interacted with me. Girl, you sat there and said that man was performing to you as if you was the only thing in the building. Now, where else did we hear somebody say something like that? I think Jane Doe number 5 said that too. These stories are way too much the same to be true. You know what I'm saying? Because I just can't imagine getting what someone did for someone else for me exactly the same way. Robert Lee, let me ask you a question. Is you treating me like you treated that last girl you was with? Let me find out you doing all these good luxurious things to me. And she got the same story as me. Did you buy that hooker a Pandora bracelet set? like you got me. Did you get that girl ankle bracelet like you did for me? Did you get her the Pandora necklace set like you did for me? Let me find out. You doing for me what you did for that last girl. You mean to tell me I'm the same? You don't look at me no different? Hold on, let me find out because I'm about to fire your ass. You about to get terminated. You know what? I'm about to go show ass. Let me find out. You treat me like oh Heffany. Let me find out you treat me like Heffany. I'ma fuck around and call her Stephanie. All right. Enough of the jokes. Leave my man alone. Leave that nigga alone. Okay, we fasting, y'all. We fasting. We on some positivity. Okay, so how many other acts did you see? Was it just him? I don't remember. So you don't remember the stage being a rotating stage, and said that he interacted with you, with me. Yes, you were asked if you were going. You were asked if you were going to the after. You wasn't asked if you were going to the after party, right? Are you referring to New York? She was trying to be so sarcastic, like she didn't know what event, because the girl is just a liar. Okay, anyway, did you go to the after party? No, she did not go to the after party. Okay, so what happened? Did you have an Uber to take you to the hotel? Yes. I was told I was going back to my hotel and he was going to the after party. Now, you called your sister. No, my best friend. I mean, she had something to say. She was in her feelings. You wanted to know. I wanted to see if no. I wanted to see what she had to say about the situation, because he said because Faith said she reached out to her sister. But then she did say she reached out to a friend, but then she said her sister. So she corrected him and said best friend, which she was lying. But anyway, she said she was trying to see about the situation. She told her about the situation. So he told you, yes, it was constructive criticism. You flew back to San Antonio. Yes. He contacted who did he contact? He contacted George, correct? After he did contact to exchange the text message or the FaceTime, after this degrading, you said he degraded you, he made you feel like, this, that, and other, and you still talk to him. We talked. He wanted to see me again, even after the New York trip, correct? Even though he criticized you, he degraded you, you are. Oh, nothing. Something else is happening out here. The inclement weather could potentially. Okay, I'll read that later. Even though he criticized you, he degraded you. You wanted to see him again after all this. She said, correct. Now, after that place where that was, which place? She was like, which place? He's not being very clear. What was the next place? The next place after New York was what? Chicago? Okay, in Chicago, you had another unwanted sexual encounter, and you went back to see him. You went back to Antonio. You called him, you text him, and you continue to FaceTime him. Yes, we discussed coming back. You decided to take another trip. You went through the same process. Yes, when you met him after Chicago, it was Dallas. Another degrading situation? No, I never said that. You said alcohol. In fact, Ciroc. You've been diagnosed before Dallas, right? Too much alcohol could cause you to have a seizure because of the alcohol. I never said that. You indicated I didn't indicate. You indicated at the cigar bar you were left in the Sprinter a number of hours, more than 2, more than 4. You did he was tearing a hole in her, y'all. This is shout out to the mechanic. I'm telling you. He said you were left in the Sprinter a number of hours, more than 2, more than 4. You didn't like that. Humiliated you, left you. Yes, you wanted to be with him. Yes, when you said you felt left behind, it bothered you, right? It bothered me if he had something to do. We discussed. Oh, wait. I gotta change the page. I can't read that again. We discussed. Hold on. We discussed, were you upset because you didn't have no food to eat? Leave on your couldn't you have left on your own free will? Correct. Anything else about this trip that upset you? No. After being left for an obsessive amount of hours, you visited him again, didn't you? What city you went to next? Los Angeles? You said he was stern, yes? You said he had a gun. It was by his side. You said he had a gun by his side. Yes. Made you uncomfortable. Yes. He had you uncomfortable. Yes. He had oral sex with you. Yes. You didn't want it. He made you perform oral sex on him. Then the gun was left. You went back to San Antonio after all that. He forced to perform oral sex in let wait he you say he no she was like he left the gun. It was in a chair. I got a lot of people calling me, y'all. This is getting heavy. They're gonna have to wait. I can't take all these calls right now. They're gonna have to wait their turn. Okay. So you said he had a gun, he left you, then you went back to San Antonio. After all of that, he forced you to perform oral sex. He intimidated you with a gun. You went to visit him again. Yes. What city this time did you go visit him in? After you was intimidated, he had a gun. He left you for hours in a Sprinter, no food. You was uncomfortable. What city did you go see him after all of this? New York. I'm in New York. Concrete jungle where Jesus made. Concrete jungles where dreams are made of. There's some things you can't do. Now you're in New York, New York, New York. After the gun, after the intimidation, after he forced you to I cannot make this stuff up, y'all. I'm telling you, I couldn't have made a better script. This stuff is scripted out her own mouth, baby. She couldn't even lie to this man. She was trying, baby, and couldn't get away with it. Now, when you spoke to the New York police and you filed a complaint, you told them that Kels penetrated your vagina and your asshole. Here she go. I never said that. She almost wanted to cry, y'all. She tried to hold it together. I know she went home and she cried, and she probably put 2 dookies in the bucket and said, fuck it. Oh my goodness, y'all. I gotta watch my language. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm fasting, y'all. I'm fasting, y'all. Okay. She said, I never said that. He said, Your Honor, may I approach this witness? He said, read it. And is it a fact what you told the police in the interview? You told them he inserted his penis in your vagina, and so did and your anal. And so did that make it up? When you spoke, they took so wait. He said, so you telling me that they made this up? When you spoke, they was taking notes, right? You the only one that gave them this complaint. They took the notes. Is it a fact that that you told he pushed you where he pushed you and wouldn't allow you to eat during the meals. No, that's incorrect. You were tested in December 2017. I never said that. If it's in there, it's an error. 100% an error. And she watching, I know she like mad as hell. I get this commentary. I never said that. If it's in there, it's an error. 100% an error. Now, after the LA experience, you said that Kels had a gun near you and violated you sexually and wanted to run you, and you went back to and basically the anal, and you went back to San Antonio. You decided to go home again. Where? New York? None of the experience was to your likeliness, correct? And he violated you, correct? Oh my God, that man is funny as ever. You were given food. I never said that. After the LA experience, you contacted Diana for another trip. You got to the Mandarin. You got to the hotel by Uber. Yes, yes. Again, this was your own asking to get the trip and made a trip. Yes, sir. You said you met Joy in what city? Dallas? You said she appeared unkept, correct? You were in the Sprinter for a long time, correct? I didn't say the whole time. I didn't say the whole trip was terrible. I said meeting her was weird. Shout out to Mechanic, y'all. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Shout out to Mechanic. Mechanic, I hope I'm doing an amazing job doing this reenactment of the words that came out of your mouth and these alleged people's mouth, these government witness mouths, and what you said, how you said it, what they said, how they said. I just hope that I am taking these notes accurately, because I know I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's. When I'm in that courtroom, y'all, I promise y'all I am in class. Class is in session, okay? I don't do no playing. Now, you need to go to the bathroom. She didn't follow you to. You said she didn't follow me. She led me. Now she want to correct it. She didn't follow me. She led me. But you just said the girl followed you. We're gonna get there. So she stayed with you. No, she didn't. She didn't. No, he said, did she restrain you? No, she didn't restrain you. Did she? She followed you to the Sprinter? No. When she escorted you, she stood outside the stall, correct? That okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. When she escorted you, she stood outside the stall, correct? That caused you to be unnerved, like nerve. It was a different, it was a different. Did it bother? Wait, no one never wanted for me before. Wait. No one never wanted for me before. She was his uh, um assistant. Yes. She was his assistant. Yes. She was escorting you. Yes. I didn't know she was to escort at she did you know that she escorted everyone? No, I learned that later on. Girl, that's what you think. Okay, let me just read these notes. I'll give y'all my opinion later. You were asked about the messages you sent R. Kelly about the outfit. You sent them, yes. You was in San Antonio when you sent them, yes. He wasn't in San Antonio, yes. No, he wasn't. You was going somewhere when you sent that to him, correct? Correct. He asked you to keep him informed, correct? That's why you sent him a picture of you and your family at the Olive Garden. He asked where I was. He asked where I was. Clear as day. He asked me to, and he asked me to, and so you're no. She said, wait. He asked me to, and it was like, Your Honor, I'm sorry, and then because it was a situation. Hold on. Now, the time when you sent a picture out of the outfit and asked if it was okay, yes, sir. He asked you, yes, sir. You in San Antonio, yes, sir. You sent and asked, can you start over? This is her saying, can you start over? You sent a picture and asked, was the outfit okay? Yes, sir. You testified you testified in LA studio. He jogged in and jogged right back out. You knew he was in high demand, and his talent was too. Did you know that? No, ma'am. No. Did you know that? No, ma'am. Objection overruled. Your Honor, may I? He's she was ready to get off the stand, y'all. She was like, Your Honor, may I? He's initiated to ask you these questions. When you Googled him, you learned of these things of him. This number one hits. Do your best to ask. Do your best to answer these questions. Do your best. Now, you asked a friend, incorrect. In your interview with the government after the first text, your sister said you need to talk to him, to Mr. Kelly. No arguing with Wait. No arguing with the counsel because she's trying to argue with the counsel. Just answer the question. The judge trying to just answer the question. Isn't it a fact you don't remember talking to a friend? You said right after yes, sir. Sidebar. Now they gotta have a sidebar. In a separate incident, in a separate text, in a separate text, not clear. You're not. She said the question is not clear, Your Honor. She can't ask. She don't understand the question. After you met Kales, you contacted your friend. Sure. You told your friend you met R. Kelly. No. After the concert. No. Your friend said you need to talk to him. He's a grown ass man. No. She encouraged me. You followed that advice, correct? Your sister was equally encouraging you. Yes. You followed it. You had followed that advice. Yes. Now, waiting in the LA Sprinter, you felt uncomfortable. Did you open the door? No, sir. You text Diana? Yes. She came? Yes. You went somewhere? Yes. You went back to the Sprinter? Yes. How many times you text her? You text her that night? Yes. 2 times. You don't wait. You text her 2 times? Yes. Then she came? Yes. Did you know what she was doing? Did you know what she was doing? She said yes. She was in the Sprinter front seat. You text her. I text her to use the bathroom. She said stand by. Remember, you looked at his phone. And it was 2 or 3. Now, you didn't fear looking at it. And I got to get the rest of my notes because on that note, I ran out of paper because that was the end of the book. I had no more paper. And then I had to get some paper. So let's get these notes out. Mechanic was tearing her a new body, y'all. She'll never be the same. She will never be the same. One, two. Put their names on here so I knew who was what. This is 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 3, 4 of that. So all these are different people, y'all. Okay, this 3, 4. This is 5, 6. That's that one. And this is 7. And then this one is 1, This is 3, 4. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one would be 1 and 2. Okay. So let's see. I think that was it. Make sure I got it all, man. Okay. Um, this it says Tracy, but okay, it's 2 China and Brazil 2008. Okay, something else. Okay, that's a whole nother witness. This is Kelly Rodgers. This is the mama. Where did you see her again? Applebee's. Okay, so that's the mama testimony. Okay, I think that was the end of hers because he tore her up. He ripped her in pieces, y'all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Nathan Edmund. So after, oh wait, this might be hers. Let's see. I'm thinking ended like that. So let's just see. Okay, here we go. Page 1. This is hers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now he didn't know. Wait. Where did I leave off at? Let me finish this because I got to keep this stuff together, y'all. This is serious. Okay. Now I ended it with so it was 2 or 3. You didn't fear looking at his phone, right? Now he didn't know. Oh, you said it was a group text. Remember? No, I said it was a group text of women. I went off the names of the women of the on the that was on the screen. Basically, you tried to wake him up before I even looked at the phone. Then Diana came and got him up to go to she got him up. I asked about the talk shows. You appeared on 7 shows. Do you remember Kareem Carter? Is that a show? I never heard of a show. CBS you appeared on? Uh Shake LA, Dr. Oz, All Red was with you. She participated with you, correct? Chelsea Tracy, yes. Then you went on I don't know these people. That's a channel. I don't know. Okay, like a type of YouTube or something. Have you? Wait, let me pick this phone up. Have your parents supported you? Yes. While with R. Kelly? Yes. Have you ever wanted anything on a financial? No. Do they still support you? Yes. Lawyer, the lawyer in Dallas. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wait. The lawyer in Dallas and the police, yes. You testified April 9th, 2018. Yes. A document about a demand letter on April the 17th in Dallas. You went to the police first, correct? She was hesitant and he said, so now you asked on various traveling to see Mr. Kelly. Yes. Certain things happened you didn't want to happen. Yes. You said there were 2 sides. You said it wasn't all bad. Before he finished, you didn't like you said you wasn't like a victim, correct? In that podcast, you didn't like the word survivor, correct? Mr. CANNICK asked about choices you made. Now they got rid of cross exam. You asked about the choices you made. So the talk shows, the podcast, correct? One of the podcasts, you talked about the paper route. You said you don't feel like a victim. I made a choice to be with that person. I had a choice. That's why I walked away, correct? You're not a victim, correct? Good afternoon. Now, before the lunch break, remember, wait, is this the same person? I hope we still is on her. Okay, so good afternoon. Now, before the lunch break, remember the details you provided us with all the Diana Copeland text messages. You testified that R. Kelly and Diana kept you to Diana. R. Kelly told you to keep Diana to ask her for permission to be able to refreshen your memory before lunch. Before lunch, you were asked about college and leaving college. What page is that? 2, so 3. You talked about You talked about leaving college, correct? Correct. The defend R. Kelly also made, she said R. Kelly also made choices. The defendant choices to tell you he didn't have herpes in LA, put his penis in his mouth with a gun next to him. You made the choice to go back and see him after all that happened. You made a choice to go to other cities in LA. To go wait, he had a gun, and after that you went to see him in another city. You went through making the choices to see him again, correct? You testified you were asking Diana for permission to do things. No, I had to ask your client. This is, she was getting sarcastic with Cannon. I had to ask your client, R. Kelly, what I had to ask R. Kelly. I didn't. What I had to ask R. Kelly. Didn't she ask you if you were okay? Correct. And that was the end of the motherfucking testimony with Dum Dum, because she tried to really downplay her situation, and he tore her ass up. So again, she was caught up in everything she ever said about her transactions with the controlling situation, about R. Kelly. In the first time, she didn't even want to have sex with him, but then you went to go meet with this man again, and then after you went the next time, you might have had a better experience, and then you had a terrible experience, and then you was left in a sprinter. You couldn't eat. You had to ask, could you do this? Could you do that? But you had the choice to get up and leave, and you had the choice to not go back. You had the choice to do anything you wanted to do, but you made the choice to call his assistant, ask his assistant to get you on these flights, get you to these locations, and go participate. After you said that you was humiliated, intimidated because he had a gun, he made you suck his dick. You know what I'm saying? He did all these horrible things to you, but then you wanted to go to another trip and another trip and another trip, and you had a connecting flight, and you could have not even went. You could have stopped yourself at that connecting flight. Shout out to CANNICK for exposing these creeps for the lies that they are. And that's pretty much that concluded hers. Then her mother had to testify, and so let's see how much time we got. Okay, I'm doing good on the time. So her mother testified. To me, it was kind of short and sweet, but I still took the notes anyway. So it was like, okay, so where did you see Cash Jones again? She said at Applebee's. With whom? She said Faith and Summer Bunny. And then she said at Applebee's, what happened? She said she was what they said who she was with. She said she was with a gentleman and a female. And they said, can you describe like where? And she said in the corner to the left. They were standing, and he moved his jacket over, and I could see that he had a gun. So this is where they was trying to make it appear like people was having guns, and they were, threatening and intimidating these people. And all along, it was just word of mouth. The mother was lying with her dirty daughter, and the dirty daughter was lying with her dirty mama. So it was just a dirty situation with a dirty family trying to get some dirty money. Okay. Now, did you get to the table? Yes. Did you meet with Cash Jones? Yes. She told Faith she had a foul, and Faith said, um, what foul? She looked at her phone and told Faith, and Faith told her she wasn't worried about that. Then on January 21st, 2019, a text related to Faith on that date. Yes. Showing exhibit 958. Did you ever receive a phone call from this number? Yes. Who number? That's my number. No, she said they wants to know if this was her number. Yes. Now, when you received that text, did you message that number? No. Do you no, she said, do you know that number? No. Do you recall the number? Yes. You recall the precise number? No, 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 no. I don't recall the precise number. Hold on. The government calls Kelly. San Antonio, where you grew up. Already from the back to the front. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, she just asked her where she grew up at. Da, 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 da. She had 2 kids by her husband. And this is your daughter, Faith. Yes. Do you and Faith have the same last name? Yes. When's her birthday? June 20, 1997. Faith was born. Are you her family? Write down. Yes. Did you and Faith have the same last name? Yes. When you traveled to New York, did y'all go together? Yes. Who? Faith. Um, What did you do? Did you watch R. Kelly? She said, the surviving R. Kelly. And then she was like, no, she said, no, she said, what happened? She said, well, we had to evacuate. Yes. Where did you go? Back to the hotel. And then she said, here's an exhibit 80. Do you recognize this? Yes. Who is this person? She said, this person is Cash Jones. Where did you first meet her at? And she said, at the hotel. And then she said, is that after the evacuation? Yes. Where did you go? She said, where did you meet her at? She said, in the lobby. She said, what did what did she say? She said hello after coming out of the elevator. She said, your last name? Yes, because she told her don't say her last name. She was like, she said her last name. Yes. She said, I asked her who she was, and she said Cash Jones. And then she said, where did you go? Where did you see her again after that? She said, at Applebee's. I'm just going to read it all over. She said, at Applebee's. And she said, with whom? She said, Faith and Summer Bunny. And then she said, at Applebee's, what had happened? She said, so who was there? She said, who was with Cash? She said, Cash was with a gentleman and a female. Then she went on to say, so tell us what they were standing at in this place, or in Applebee's. She said, in the corner to the left. He was standing over there, and then he moved his jacket over, and I could see he had a gun. Did you get to the table? Did you get a table? Yes. Did you meet with Cash? Yes. And then what happened after that? She told Faith she had a foul on her. Faith said Faith said, what foul? She looked at her phone, and Faith told her she wasn't worried about that. January 21st, 2019, a text related to Faith on the date. Yes. Showing exhibit 958. Do you recall this? Do you recall this number? Yes. Whose number is that? That's my number. Now, when you received that text, did you get the message on this number? No. Do you recall this number? Yes. You recall the precise number? No, no, no. And then that was that. And then let's go to page 3. Okay. Now, do you recognize the text? Yes. Is these the text you received from that number you did not know? Yes. Publish this to the jury only. Now, the text in green, is that from you? Yes. It's two people. Do you know who these are? Yes. Gloria Alred. I received the text, and Faith. The second page, do on the second page, what is this number? 312-203-3030. January 3rd, 2019. An additional text from that number. Yes. Is that 312? Was that not saved in your phone? Correct. Did you later provide to your attorney those numbers? Yes. Return the text to your number. Agent came to you to get these texts from you, the 312 number? Yes. Take a quick look at this document I handed you. Now, the photograph from the text 3030 moved to indictment 201B. Does that say the date December 21st, 2018? Yes. After you sent the text to the attorney, after you sent the text to your attorney, yes. Did you have that phone? Do you have an iPhone? Or maybe, wait, she said redacted it. She had to take that back. So, okay. Was this image sent to your phone? Yes. You seen surviving R. Kelly number? She said, did you see surviving? And then she said, this number 3. Now, in this place, just a sample, you've been sent a warning. This is what they said in the text message. This is just a sample. You have been sent a warning. You've been warned. Now, were there various images sent from that number? Yes. And that was 4. Okay, let me keep up with these numbers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm on page 5. Now, you were sent surviving lies and Faith and her last name. Yes. Were you sent certain images of your daughter and text messages and images? Yes. Did it appear to have images? Did it say to be continued? Yes. You responded in green. You wrote, who sent this? Yes. Criminal charges follow. Yes. And sent more images of other people. Yes. Publish this to everyone. Page 15 of the exhibit. Didn't the person write publishing soon? Who is this texting? Cash. Referring to Cash, you referring to Cash, you are stupid. You are stupid and you are stupid, not a real man. Or yeah. Just call this is Faith mom. Who you were referring to? Robert Kelly. Did you receive a response? No. This is calling will be done soon enough. No, seriously, call me back. I have another question. Did you get a call? Yes. What happened? I don't recall. Same number. Yes. I do recall him saying he was an investigator for R. Kelly. He wanted me to drop the case. Did you receive more text messages? Pull the plug or you'll be exposed? Yes. Okay, so that was 6. Okay, let's keep them in order. Now, uh, the photos of your daughter, yes, only showing evidence 231B 15. Is this the actual image? Yes. Followed with to be continued? Yes. The state was done with their cross. Now it's hammer time. I mean, CANNICK time. I mean, mechanic time. You testified you received a text from a cologne. Yes. You said he was an investigator for Robert. Yes. That's just something someone told you. Yes. You spoken to Robert. No. Over FaceTime when he talked to Faith. I recall being in the mall and Faith flashed the phone and I said hi. No conversation whatsoever. No. Have you ever met this investigator? No. Before this text, no one communicated? No. He told you he worked for Robert? Yes. But in fact, you don't know that to be a fact. And she said no. And Mechanic said, he said he was done. And they said, the government, would you like to cross? The government said, no further questions and left it at that. Get her daughter up out of here before I throw the boot at them and kick them up their butt and do some things that I don't think they're going to be liking. So let's see. That was those two. And let's see. Okay, so we're done with Kelly. Now, this is done with that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold on. This is the last of the testimonies, okay? And then I have the recentest ones from today. So we about to be caught all the way up, y'all. We catching up. Now, this one is Nathan Edmund, okay? Nathan Edmund was called to the stand, y'all. Nathan Edmund was called to the stand. Now, Nathan Edmund is a witness by Zoom, okay? Because he could not appear in person, so he came in by Zoom. Did you receive a subpoena to be here? Yes. Do you want to be here? No. Are you employed? Yes. How? I mean, wait. How in the Okay, so he said, what was your employment? He said, a minister. Yes. How long? Over 30 years. Have you done weddings? Yes. When did you receive your license? In the 90s and the late 80s. How many weddings have you done? And then he said, have you met? He said several. He said, have you met R. Kelly in person? He said, yes. He said, under what circumstances? I mean, the government said, under what circumstances did you meet R. Kelly? Under publishing they said they're publishing some more evidence, 803B. Now, what is this? It's a marriage license. From what state? State of Illinois. The bottom portion, do you see the handwriting? Do you see the name? Did you write this? He said yes, yes, and yes. Now, Nathan is an elder is a or they said he said he's also an elder, and they said what is an elder? He said an elder is an ordained minister. Now he said hereby certify that R. Kelly and Aaliyah, did you write that? Yes. 600 601 618 yes I did. The county of Cook, yes I did. And wait, in fact you signed this. Yes it is. Now, 85155 Illinois. Is that your address? Yes. Did you, in fact, officiate this wedding? Yes, I did. He didn't know who it was. No. Or Aaliyah. Did you know who R. Kelly was? No. Did you know who Aaliyah was? No. When you met him the day, he said, when did you meet him? He said that he met him the day that he officiated the wedding. Now, how did you because how did you get in to be able to officiate the wedding? He said a friend of R. Kelly had asked him, they have a mutual friend of R. Kelly asked him to do him a favor. And he said, who is his friend? His friend is Keith Williams. And it's not the Keith Williams that is at court with R. Kelly every day. It's not that Keith Williams. There's another Keith Williams out there who just happens to have the same name as R. Kelly's Keith, okay? It's not his solid friend Keith. So shout out to R. Kelly's friend Keith. This is not you, but this is another Keith who had already testified prior to Nathan testified, okay? He said, did you know? He said, a large he said, where were you guys? He said, at a large hotel. He think it was the Hilton or the Marriott. And then they said, is it 6501 North Mandalay, whatever road? I couldn't get that right, but y'all figure that part out. I ain't worried about the street. I was trying to get the message. Now, where in the hotel? He said, in a private room, a private bedroom. He said to describe this private room. He said it's a private bedroom. It was a couch you could sit down, open area, and there was a TV that you could. There was a TV. There was an area you could sit. And then he said, who was there? He said, Mr. Williams and three other gentlemen. And he said, can you describe him? He said there were three African American, Mr. Williams and myself. And then he said, then what happened? He said, so he introduced me to a gentleman. He gave me the marriage license. It was official from Cook County. I filled in everything you see just like this. And then he said a confidentiality agreement. He said he gave him a confidentiality agreement. He said, I looked at it, I checked it, and I said it wasn't even worth the paper it was written on. And then he said, if it was to be a confidentiality, it should have been more tight than this. He asked to give my word that I would not talk about this. Is this 3? Okay, I wouldn't talk about this. And then after I chuckled, well, forget it. I told him I honor my word. He asked, was I ready to, he asked, was I ready? And then I said, yeah. He said, and they said, well, what happened next? He said, then the door opened and to the bedroom, and Aaliyah and Mr. Kelly came out. He said, what did they have on? They had on matching jogging suits, and R. Kelly had one of his pants leg up to his knee. You couldn't see her whole face because her hair was covering up her face. And then he said he did the standard. He said he did this. He did the standard. They asked him, what did you do? He said, I did the standard, vows that I keep in the book. He said, it did that. Yes, that's what I did. He said, dear beloved, we gathered here by today in this lovely matrimony and so on and so forth. He said, and then I pronounced them husband and wife. And he said, after the wedding, they kissed. They walked back into the room. The minister would take it in. He said normally the minister would take in the marriage certificate after the license after it was done to actually officiate it and get the license. I mean the official certificate. He said, or a family member could do it. And then they asked him, well, did you turn it in? He said no. He said they turned it in. And he said, so did you get paid? He said, well, they offered me like $25, $50. I wasn't tripping at that time. I was just trying to do a favor for a friend. He said, I did it as a favor. I didn't need no money. I don't know who they were, and I didn't need no favor. I just did it as a favor. He said, so that picture is of they presented a exhibit of a photo that they put up on the screen for the whole public and said, so who is this photo? He said, that's a picture of me. I was a little back then or whatever. He said, so you would have never since officiated that wedding. He said, so after you officiated that wedding, like what happened? He said, radio stations, other people on radios kept calling my house. He said, they said, have you ever spoke of this case, of this situation ever? He said, he never spoke about this ever before, not at all. This was the only time he ever spoke about this case now that he was subpoenaed to be there. And then they did a mechanic had the opportunity to cross-examine him. He said none. And it went just like that. And that was the end of that. Now we're all caught up. Okay. We are all caught up. Now y'all know everything I know. Okay. So now what y'all don't know is this right here. Let's see. This right here. I got this notebook because I needed to get new notes for today. And so I made it to, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. As long as I can get through this, we'll be good because it's not that bad. I got as far as to here. Okay, so it's not that bad. It's really not that bad because this is where the media is talking about me and how I went to sleep because it was boring, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it was boring. Only thing wasn't boring was Alexis. That girl did the damn thing. Yeah, is she gonna show herself or she just doing audio? I don't know what's going on with these people. At this point, it's just way too much. So what I'm gonna do is CANNICK didn't cross-examine him. No, he did not. I said he did not cross-examine him. No, he did not. There was no need to cross-examine him because this really had nothing to do with Aaliyah, but the government's trying to put this in here. And if he would have cross-examined him, that just could have just opened up a door that, you know what I'm saying? This case is not about a man act. This case is not about this case is not about man act. It's not about no RICO. I can't see them proving their case. Only thing that's on trial is R. Kelly's dick. Okay? That's what's on trial. R. Kelly's dick is on trial. And I'm telling you this for myself. They weren't about the man's sex life. They weren't about too many wrongful things that you can't tell a person how to deal or be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like the relationship or the lifestyle, then that's a choice that you all have to make. You cannot convict somebody because of their lifestyle. If you're going to do stuff like that, then that means I'm not going to be able to travel back to Chicago and go fuck because I took the government's plane to go fuck my nigga. And when I get ready to fly back to California and fly back to Chicago and get some more of that good dick, then I ain't gonna be able to do it because that means they gonna convict my man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a man act. Because we're using government's transportation, or if he pick me up and we drive state lines and we fucking all these other states along the way, we might stop in Utah or Nevada or Iowa or Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we can't do these things is what they're telling us because then it's going to be considered a man act. So you have so much to process when you think about this case, and I'm being for real. It's not about, I mean, if this man was having sex with illegal women, now if they were underage girls, then I could say, I wouldn't be able to say this because I'd be like, okay, he's wrong. You fucking these minors and you know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. This man has a lifestyle and it's a choice. It's just a choice. You cannot convict him for the choices that he made in terms of how he perceives himself wanting to be with multiple women. Like he said, he ain't married. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no ring on his finger then, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's a ring on my finger and I'm sitting in this motherfucker and I'm so horny and I can't go out there and do what I want to do because I got a man to go home to. You know what I mean? And I know my man, he is doing good. I know he ain't cheating on me. Now let me stop being stupid because what if he cheating on me? I just know my man, he ain't cheating on me because we good like that. We got that type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because he waiting on me to come from New York because he just faithful like that. That nigga probably out there. Nigga, let me find out where that dick been when I get back. That motherfucker getting a lie detector test. I'm putting Robert Lee, your dick gets going on a lie detector test. I'm gonna hook that motherfucker up. I promise you. And I want to know. I got jokes, y'all. I promise you, I got a whole ton of them for y'all. Just keep on liking, share, subscribe. Make sure you share this video, share this video, share this video, share this video. We got to get this information out there because we need this to show what's really happening in R. Kelly case. And maybe because of what one of the news outlets said to me today that don't make sense, but I guess it kind of, but I don't understand it. I will never relate to it. But what they're doing is putting out everything the prosecutor is doing to look like they're winning their case. This is a strategy, okay? And it's a money grab, and it's entertaining, and it's making people be like, oh my God, R. Kelly is so guilty. Oh my God, oh my God. And only way you're going to get some truth is if you come here to YouTube and find a little person like me and hear what I'm hearing and giving it to you guys raw and uncut, okay? And then now, when they rest their case, it was told to me that the media will change the narrative when CANNICK, a.k.a. mechanic, gets up there and cross examine and brings on their witnesses to discredit everything that the government has tried to prove or lie about in their takedown for Robert Sylvester Kelly. So believe me, you're gonna hear some good stuff, but right now you got to just make the prosecutors feel like they doing something. They know this case is a done deal. They know they don't have no case. They're not gonna be able to prove no Mann Act, no RICO, and no sex trafficking. These women were willing participants. These were girlfriends. These were women who consensually agreed to this stuff. Ain't no case. But they have to put on this show because this is a grand stage. This is a big situation that's happening, and everybody is getting paid off of talking about R. Kelly right now, and it's so unfortunate. But watch how God shows up and show out. Just remember, Hollywood said it. Watch God work. Okay, I got faith. I believe in the Almighty. I know His grace and His mercy. He ain't gonna give you more than you can bear. This is a test for the testimony. This is a mess for R. Kelly's message. I'm talking about the things that's about to happen and transpire. Just wait, you guys. Don't give up and continue to hold on to God's unchanging hand. Because I promise you, can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. And if y'all know what I know and y'all spiritually connected like I am, then y'all ain't got no worries. Just trust the process, because God ain't through with the situation, and He always got a ram in the bush, and He love to show up and show out, and you know how jealous He is. So don't even worry, because every tear R. Kelly has cried has an answer. Nothing that's being done to him is not gonna get unanswered. Everybody has to answer for everything that they do, right, wrong, or indifferent in this world. Trust me. If you don't answer here, you're gonna answer somewhere. And I promise you, when Judgment Day comes, baby. So anyway, to speed you guys up to today's government witnesses will cause me to go to sleep. I gave y'all a little bit of this earlier. So the government called a witness by the name of Young Faye Wu. Okay, Young Faye Wu was he swabbed R. Kelly, okay, at the lab. And they presented some items, two-fold, some numbers, GFSS, some admissible stuff, some exhibits, 1005, Illinois State Police Forensic Scientist, 6.5 years training program, biochemistry section, forensic and DNA testing, document forensic document analyst, document forensic. He writes reports. He does peer review. He has college reviews. He does drafting by college reviews. He's has an ANSI. He has a doctorate degree of forensic medicine, a PhD. I mean, he has a bachelor's degree, a medical first degree, a college degree. He has all these different degrees since 1994. Singapore. He has cancer research over 20 years. He has he did a year and a half long study. He does CEUs, which is continuing educational units for these conferences. He has 8 hours that he has to present a year, and then pretty much that was him. And some other stuff that they discussed with him. But anyway, the government witness is an agent, no objection. 493, they presented an iPhone for forensic analyst, some forensic examination of an Apple iPhone, 481 text messages. They got phone number 744-220-9360. Yes. 312-972-7283. Yes. And then it went on to some other stuff on the dates of 12/24/2017, read text messages, exhibit 346 through 486, admitted it into evidence, 325 Agent Wilson. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that's kind of boring that may put y'all to sleep even as I'm reading it. So I'm not going to put y'all through that, but just know they was just going over the details of the partial results. There was no objection from the defense. They talked about the iPhone 6 Plus, the back cameras, the dates of the is it some consistency, some created dates, some publishing, some publicly, some forensics. stuff like that. Like I said, that stuff right there had me in there nodding off, and I was in there snoring, okay, to the damn U.S. Marshal. Somebody told on me, and the U.S. Marshal came in there, woke me up on my little game or whatever, and told me, not to be sleeping or whatever. And then I got up, and then they took a break. I got me some sugar in me, and because the downstairs was closed, and I usually can get some coffee or whatever. And so hold on, and I could get some coffee or whatever. And so that pretty much was that. So let's see if I can bring up the article. Okay. I think I should be able to go here. There we go. Okay, here it goes. So this article came out, y'all. That's the article, okay? Now I'm gonna read it to y'all. During this the woman in the tiara, whose birthday it was and is who said she was spending it with the king of R&B, fell asleep on the back bench of the overflow courtroom. And to be honest, she began to snore. They tried to humiliate me. They tried to do to me what they said R. Kelly did to Faith, humiliated her, okay? They tried to humiliate me, y'all. And I'm still going back with my motherfucking head up high tomorrow, like, bitches, I don't get no fucks. Anyway, of course, security officer came in and told her, you can't sleep in the courtroom. You have to go outside. They did not tell me all that. That was a lie. He just said you can't sleep up here because they know me. Like, they got love for me up in there. He just tapped me and said, you can't do that. And I said, oh, my bad. I won't happen no more. And then they was like, he was like, you have to go outside. But she sat up and remarked accurately, this is the boring part. And needlessly, I don't know why they said apaki. No exhibits, no call in line. Watch this site and this vlog. Hear this podcast previously reversed chronological. Okay, so that was all they said. But they tried to humiliate me, y'all. They tried to let everybody know, it was my birthday. You all said I was they were shouting me out or whatever. And they just wanted to tell people that I dozed off up in that thing because it was boring. Just like I was about to read it to y'all, it was boring. So y'all want some more boring stuff? I promise you these numbers about to drop if I start reading Chris Wilson stuff to y'all. If I read Chris stuff, let me show you what was boring. But I still got the boring stuff now. Don't get me twisted. You see that? Y'all don't want to hear none of that. Y'all don't want to see all that stuff. You see all that publications and communications and forensics and iPhones and photos and text messages and notes and stuff. Who want to hear all that? Get to the. Where's your case? Where's your case? I want to see the case. So anyway, they called the next witness, Chris Wilson. He's a digital reporter. Is everything that was on this phone, photo calls, notes. They can pick the ones they want. Mike Wilson, special agent, Homeland Security, computer forensic. Chris is his family. That's his cousin. Proper procedures on January 11, 2019. There was a warrant executed. The date, the phone, the seized from R. Kelly's hands, identified as Kel's Apple iPhone, processed to crack. Process to go ahead and crack the password was not, he was not present when they cracked. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to hear all that. That's boring like hell. Y'all gonna go to sleep y'all damn self. Okay, more sleepy stuff. Let me just get to the more sleepy stuff. Okay, so before lunch, then we went to lunch. Mind y'all, we went to lunch. Okay, we ended up going to lunch. So while we were going to lunch, there was then they went back and finished cross-examining this person, and of course I got that too. You know what I'm saying? Let me just show y'all my notes. You know what I'm saying? I got that too. But my whole thing is this stuff is boring. But at this point, I was wide awake. I just got off live with y'all. Y'all amped me up. Y'all like, happy birthday, Dex. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I was back up there and I didn't go to sleep no more. I'm like, I'm ready to get this day going. What's up? Who next? You feel me? And so anyway, that was pretty much what it was. And they discussed those are admissible, 326, the government provided. Then they said the media is in the courtroom and they have their, this is my thought. This is here. The media is in the courtroom and they have their foot all up on the government property. Now I'm throwing shade at them since they want to throw shade at me. Let me tell y'all how they all up in there acting, okay? So the media all up in the courtroom and they have their foot all up on the government property. They have their way. They lay back and they very biased towards the trial. They already have an opinion about R. Kelly is guilty. They are very young. They rude. They're writers with no obvious opinions of their own. Okay, and that's what I gotta say about them. Since they want to throw shade and shot, and they all that talk about I was asleep. Well, let's talk about how y'all had y'all foot all up on the government property and how y'all was acting all childish and stuff all up in there. We could talk about y'all too. Okay, we gonna do it in a cute type of way. You feel me? I didn't have to go all off on them people. I know them folks. So anyway, that was my thing on them. So then that was it. And then they just talked about the Apple iPad. It was an iPad Pro series. There was a series of photos. And then each photo taken on January the 14th, 2019, were they taken using the same device? There was an Apple iPad Pro. Now direct your attention to the images, 226, 225. Take a look. Yes, 326i and 326. Boring stuff. Okay, let's get to the meat. Let's just get to the meat. And then that was it. And then they said you testified. You seen the credited dates and the created dates and the time and They don't want to hear all that. Bring a witness out. Okay, so the government brought the next witness. The next witness is Alexis. Okay, now showing witness government 63. Do you recognize it? Yes. What is this? It's myself. Now, witness only 63AC. Show the same photo. Is that your true first and last name? Yes. And any objection? None. For today, I'll refer to 31. Her birthday. When's your birthday? July 31st, 1990. Now, are you employed? Yes. What are you? Registered nurse. Where? Jacksonville, Florida. I did not. Did you graduate from high school? I did not. But later I obtained a GED. When did you drop out of high school? Around 16. I dropped out maybe 17. And then afterwards, when did you go back? So after I got my GED, I continued on, and now I'm studying to be a nurse practitioner. Then they said, Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this person? Yes, I do. Who is this person? This is Robert Kelly. Do you see him today? Yes, I do. Can you describe what he got on? He got on a blue jacket, a blue tie. Where did you first meet him at? Jacksonville, Florida. Where? At a concert. Can you describe anything that you recall? The lineup was a tour. It was the lineup tour. That's what it was called, the lineup tour. What year? 2006. How old was you? 15, turning 16 that year. How old? She said she didn't know. And then they said, who was you with when you went? She said she was with her family, a friend, her mom, and her uncle. Remember, she said her uncle, y'all. She said her uncle. Now, was you a fan of R. Kelly? Yes, I was. Where did you sit at? In the front row. Any interactions? She said, well, we were asked to come to the Leopard Lounge, and then we went to IHOP. They said, who approached you? She said, some man from his entourage. And then she said, well, who was they talking to? She said, me and Elizabeth. And then said, Rob wants to see us to come to the back. To the backstage. She said, who went? She said, myself and Elizabeth at first. And then Rob asked me who was I with, and I said my family. And then and this is how nice Rob is, okay? She said she was with her family. She said, well, we talked about the show. He eventually brought my family backstage. We then they said she said we stayed for they said, well, what was you doing backstage? She said, we stayed, we played cards, you know, we were eating, and we went to the club. And then she said, they said, well, who all went? She said, we all went to the club. They said, your family? She said, yeah, and R. Kelly. And then she said, then they said, well, what happened after the club? She said, well, after the club, we went to IHOP. They said, who went? She said, we all went. She said, we all went. And they said, she said, my mom, my friend, Elizabeth, and my stepfather. But you just said your uncle. I wouldn't have opened that door either. I would have left it just like Mechanic did. He's so smart. And I caught that too. Now, I told him I would be calling him. He said he would be at the mall. I did call him. I made arrangements to see R. Kelly. I saw him. They said, well, when did you see him next? She said, I saw him the next day. She said, anything, who was with you? She said, Elizabeth took one. She said, Elizabeth took me. And I had, she said, well, did you have your driver's license? She said, I may have. And then she said, no, I think I know I have my permit. And she said, okay, so where did you guys meet? She said, well, met him on the tour bus. He said, meet me on the tour bus. Like, she got to the mall, and he had the tour bus in the back of the mall. So she met him in the back of the mall and got on the tour bus. And she said, where was her friend? She said, in the parking lot. And then she said, he was not on the tour. They said, well, was he on the bus when you got on the bus? She said, no, he wasn't on the tour bus when I got on the bus. I was told he'll be here. And then it may have been, and she said, well, they said, well, how long did you wait on the tour bus? She said, it could have been about an hour or two. I'm not really sure. And then she said, was there anyone else on the bus? She said, no one else was on the bus. And then she said, so she was, they said, well, where was your friend at? She said, she was waiting for me. And so she said, so she never got on the tour bus. And then said, then he walked in and started talking about, the next city. And then he asked me to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And I didn't. And then she said, they asked her, did she get a copy of it? She said, I didn't get a copy of it. Do you recall talking about, do you remember talking about, is this the garage? Let me see. The garage there. With your friends. Let me see about the group. No, about your. Oh, did you remember him asking you about your age? And then she said, there's nothing. He supposedly had said there's nothing wrong with platonic friendships. Okay, she said she didn't have that she didn't hide her age from R. Kelly. She talked about where he was going next. How did you communicate? She would call or text. She said she would call or text him. And then she said, did you see him again? She said, I did. Did you in your teens? And she said, I'm not sure. And then they said, well, when was the first time? She said the first relationship, the first time she saw him was in Chicago. Okay. And they said, where at? She said, at the Olympia Field's house, at his Olympia Field home. And then she said, they asked her, how did she get there? She said she traveled they asked her, did she travel on more than one occasion? And she said, yeah. They said, how often? She said, maybe it was random. We didn't have, she said it was random, kind of like when she didn't have her cycle in between, or first, or then she said the most part was, they asked her, did she use protection? She said, no, none. And then she said, was there sex? She said, none. She said, never caught. They asked her, has she ever, well, there was sex, but she didn't have it when they wanted her to have it. They asked her, did he ever tell her he had any sexually transmitted disease? And she said no. And then she said, they asked her, has she ever caught a disease from R. Kelly? She said no. And then she said, they asked her how long has she been, talking to him? She said from the age of 15 to around 19 years old. And then she went on to say, well, did you see him in other cities? And she said, yeah. They said, where? She said, Miami. And then she said, Jacksonville. She was living there. Then they asked her, like, how did she get there? She said she drove from Jacksonville down to, I want to say, no, from Miami to Jacksonville. And they said, how long did it take you? She said 5.5 hours. And then she said, by driving. And then she said, yeah. And then she said, I drove to the mall. The tour bus took that she drove. They said, how did you get there? She said she drove to the mall, and then there was a tour bus that R. Kelly had at the mall that took her to Jacksonville from Miami. She said, I called him and he set it up. And I asked him if I could go. She wanted to go. She said, I asked, can I come? Okay. And then they said, well, who was all on the bus? She said it was just her and the bus driver. It was just Terry and myself. And they said, who's Terry? She said, Terry's the bus driver. Let me turn the page so I can see it better. And then said, do you recall how long you stayed? She said maybe a night. It was maybe a night, and then it was over 15 years ago. So she was like, I really don't recall, And it was like, well, I believe he was at the hospital. I was seeing him uh for his post surgery, because she said R. Kelly had was in the hospital. She believed he had erupted his appendix, okay, which is down here. And so then she was like, I do not know why he was. And they asked her, did she know why he was in Miami? She said she didn't know why he was in Miami. Then they said, well, when's the next time? She said, well, she was 16. They asked her in 2007 how old she was. She said she was 16. And then she said, besides that, but they asked her, besides that trip to Miami, was there any other trips? And then she was like, maybe. And then she said, they said, well, what about recording, eating at McDonald's? So R. Kelly was doing a recording. She said she recalled meeting him. They were out eating. He was recording at McDonald's, and she said she could have been, it could have been Jacksonville or Florida. She wasn't really sure. And then they said, well, we was all eating and joking around, with his entourage and myself and Rob. And they asked her, okay, so then what next? She said, well, what do you recall? Because they were trying to get her to say anything. They asked her, so what do you recall, or was thinking of? And then she said, she was she said she was only concerned about the videoings because of the relationship to who he was, okay. And then she was like, because at that time, I just know I wasn't of age, and so to be a part of the recordings was a concern. I wasn't 18 yet on those recordings, and she just didn't want to put herself out there or whatever, because she wasn't of age. And then she said, well, what type of recording? She said it was a video, like a normal video, just like a kind of like a documentary type of video, just something that he was just randomly shooting. It wasn't no sex and nothing like that. They thought she was gonna say he recorded sex and all that. No, it wasn't a sex thing. And then she said it was kind of like an autobiography, like an autobiography type. And then she said, I don't know who was recording. They asked her, did she know if who was recording? They were trying to get her to say R. Kelly was recording. She said she don't know who was doing the recording. And then they asked her about other travels, and she said, yeah, to Chicago. And then she said, how did you get there? She said, by plane. And then she said, did you have a phone? And she said, I did. And then she said, and they asked her, well, who arranged it? She said, sometimes I would reach out, or I would just get in contact. I would text the runner or someone else. And they said, a runner? And she said, I guess, his entourage. Then they said, other than Chicago, did you fly under 18? And then she said, no. They was mad as hell at her. And then they said, well, where would you had stayed? She said, in the Olympia Fields, in the master bedroom. Sometimes, then they asked her, how did she get there? She said, sometimes by taxi, or a worker would pick me up. And then she said, well, did you sign an NDA? Did you show an ID? She said, I don't recall. And they said, well, what would happen in the Olympic Field? She said, I would drop my things off. If I wanted to go to the mall, they would take me. And then she said, I was escorted to the rooms with others. I mean, what communication did you have? She said, well, with whoever scheduled my flight, whoever I reached out to. If you did it, ask her, could she eat? She said, there was a menu, there was a book. There was a menu, there was a book. I would tell what I wanted, or call R. Kelly or a runner. And then they said, well, how often of these locations? And then she said, they said, well, where other locations would you, be at in his house? And she said, shit, I would be in the studio, the living room. I stayed in the cigar lounge. the room. There's another room that's off adjacent from the theater room. And then and then they said, can you describe that other room that was adjacent? She said, well, there's a mirror on the ceiling. Then she said the recording room. She spent time in the recording room. She said, well, were you ever in the garage? She said, yes. And then she said, can you describe it? She said, well, there was a boxing ring and a sauna. They said, what do you recall on the flight to Chicago? She said, I lost my luggage. I think I did. They said, well, she said, I think I do kind of, and then said, after traveling from Jacksonville, had you brought your luggage? And she said, yeah. She remembered. They asked her, did she remember the airline that she took? And she said she don't remember. She don't recall because it was so long ago. It's like 15 something years ago. Like, who the hell is trying to remember back all that time like that? And so then she was like, they said, well, what happened without your luggage or whatever? She said, well, what happened? She said, without, your luggage. And then she said, well, they brought me back a bunch of, she said R. Kelly had, she told R. Kelly what happened, that, she lost her luggage or whatever. And then they said, well, what happened when you told him? She said, shit, he brought back a bunch of clothes, all sorts of things to choose from, bikini suits and all sorts of stuff. And they said, well, was there sex? She said, there was no sexual contact, no sex. Then they asked about tapes. No, they said, any other type of sex? She said, no other type. And she said, they asked her, well, what do you remember? She said, there was a party. There was a luau theme, hanging out. Some guy tried to talk to me. Kels told him to leave me alone. She said she met a girl there. Her name was Brittany. They said, she said, this is some girl. It was her first time there. She asked, have she been there before? She was like, yes. And then she said, how many occasions before there? And she was there sexual relationships? And then she said, no, not with that girl, but there was a sexual relationship between this witness, Alexis, and Juice. Okay. Juice and the girl had a sexual relationship along with, I believe, R. Kelly. She said, well, how did this start? She said, well, we went out and then they asked her some other questions. I don't recall all the first time or they asked her the first time, or more than one occasion, then she said it wasn't sexual. It was like I walked a girl on a leash. I don't recall what to say. I think she never even said it was sex. She said that it wasn't sexual. She said she walked the girl on the leash. And she said, they asked her another question. She said, I don't recall him telling me what to say. It was in the garage where the boxing ring was. And then she said, I put the collar on the girl and I walked her on a leash. And then she said, well, whose idea was it? It was hers or R. Kelly's. Did he ever record? She said, no, never seen the video equipment. I saw, she said, I saw types. She said, I saw tapes. Since he don't write, he had a recording audio. There was like videotape. She's like, maybe in the backpack. And it was like, well, what kind? Usually designers. And then they asked her about some lighting equipment. She said, yeah, there was a yellow construction light. And then they asked her about some other stuff. She said it was random sitting, but you could see it between the room and the pool area because they wanted to know where was the yellow lighting at. And she said you could see it between the pool area and the room. And then she said it was plugged. They asked her, was it working? She said it was plugged up, but it was not on. And then she said, did you stop talking to R. Kelly at one point in time? She said, yeah. And they said, well, what happened? She said, well, she stopped because she had became pregnant and she had her first child. And then they asked her when. She said June 2010. And they said, how old? She said she was 19 years old. She had her first child. And then she said in 2012, she stopped talking to R. Kelly for like 2 years. And then that was in 2010. And then by 2012, she started communicating with him again. She said she traveled to Chicago again. Yes. Where did you stay? She said at the studio, a hotel, R. Kelly or his, or a runner. She said, should and not do, was not going. I was never told. She said, they asked her like, well, she could do certain stuff. She said, I was never told I couldn't leave. If I needed anything, they would bring it to me. She said they showed her an exhibit 954. They asked her about the last four digits of her old cell phone number, which was 0160. And then they asked her, did she remember her last number from high school? And that was the 10160. And then they asked one from sixth grade. The sixth or the seventh grade. And then she said the newest number was 0057. And then they presented another exhibit, 959. And it was her first numbers. They said showing 938. Do you recognize you? She said, I do. That's my current number. He said, well, he gave me the he gave her a phone. They asked her, do you have her a phone? She said, yeah, he gave me a pink Motorola Razor. And they asked her what color. She said it was pink. Then they said, well, what was it for? And then she said, they asked her, what could she do with the phone? And she said, well, I couldn't dial other numbers. It only called his phone. Did you, and then she said, did you give the number in your phone? She said, yes. No, do you have the number in your phone? She said, yes. And then 2598 through H. And then she said, may I approach? And they said, yes, I recognize these numbers. And then she went on to 259A, the number for the studio, Olympia Fields, the Chocolate Factory, 259B, also for the studio, same Chocolate Factory. She said 259C was his phone number. 259D was another of his phone number. That do not recall. She said there was 259E, which is another phone number. And then she was like, that was the most recentest one. And she could remember that one. Okay. Then it went on to say 259F was the number for the runner. And then she said, who? She said Diana. And then she said, where, and then she said Diana, and then there was another one for R. Kelly. There was another one for another runner by the name of Cheryl Mack. Then there was one for 259, number says runner, but no name. And they said, well, how do you recognize this number? She said, because it was like 2014, 2015. How it's saved in my phone, because that's the way it was saved in her phone. Now, what if anything in 2015 had happened? She said, I don't recall what you're referring to. And she said, so you got back in touch with R. Kelly? Yes. You testified you would stay in a hotel? Yes. And studio? Where? Somewhere downtown Chicago. Do you know the street? I don't. Approximately after the 2 years, how regularly, frequently did you visit him? She said probably every other month, every 2 months. In the beginning, we talked about, they asked her, what did he ever talk about staying with him? She said, yeah, in the beginning, we talked about staying in his house. And then she said, because he said that he would help her while she would go, he could help her while she was going to college. And then she said, well, what did you get your GED? She said around 16 or 17, I got my GED. I graduated in 2008. Then they said, so you also traveled to see him in Chicago after the 2 years? She said, I believe I did in Atlanta. Is that correct? And then she said, it was at a concert. And then they said, any other places? She said, yeah, Detroit, I believe. They said, what about California? She said, yes. Palm Springs, yes. 2015, she stopped. She said she cut the ties with R. Kelly. They asked her why. She said she stopped the communications because she got into a relationship with someone else, and she just needed to let it go. And then she said they asked her, did she tell her partner? She said she told her partner about R. Kelly, and then she said that her partner sent a message that it wasn't from her to R. Kelly. She said yes. She said, did you give it? Did you did Kels respond to the message? She said yes. And then said what, if anything? She said it appears as if it wasn't me. And they asked her why. She said because he knew the nature of the messages. It was a spiritual place. It was a spiritual message, and Kels knew we didn't talk like that. Let me move on. I want to be the message said, let me move on. I want to be a wife one day. And then they said, well, who sent it? She said her partner sent it to R. Kelly. And then was like, well, did you still have feelings for R. Kelly? She said, yeah. And it said, so don't get caught up. Don't waste your time with someone. And did you sleep in did you stay in contact? She said yes. So you went to the concert? Yes. At some point you were approached by an officer? Yes. Did you want to be here? She said no. Just what I had from my time up there. Things he gave me. They asked her what did she have, when she was with R. Kelly. She said she had things from what he had gave her. She had the ticket from the airlines. She had her boarding passes. Yes, they said she kept them. And then they presented an exhibit 211 to Alexis. It was on the ticket. He wrote it on the back of an IHOP placemat, and it said to Alexis, "Stay sweet and stay sweet to me, R. Kelly." And then they said, "Where was this at?" She said at IHOP. When in 2006. So they published some other stuff from some exhibits 212, 213, 214, 215, 216. All this stuff is in evidence. Okay, so it was published ticket for a concert back in March 26, 2006. There was a ticket stub from 2007 concert in Florida. There was an all access backstage meet and greet 2007. She was 17 years old. There was an American airline ticket from Jacksonville to Chicago. Then and they asked her, well, who paid for this? She said R. Kelly paid for the flight. Then who got the ticket? R. Kelly got the ticket at 17. How? Then she said, how? She said, I don't recall how I got it. Maybe a runner, a ticket stub, all access to you. She was like, they was like, okay, so jury only. And then they presented exhibit 260. Is that a photo of an email approximately when you guys came to Jacksonville when when y'all came to Jacksonville? And then she was like, this is some travel arrangements. And then they got the dates on that, May 28, 2008. And they said, well, who is this? She said, I don't know. And then they said, well, whoever that person is, who works for R. Kelly, they said, oh, objective, said overrule. And then it was like, this is the billing address. And she said, to where? She said, to my great auntie. And she said, well, who were you living with at the time? She said, her great auntie. Now, she said, they asked her, who paid? She said, R. Kelly paid for you to travel. Did you ever pay for your own? She said, I believe I did. And then what happened after that? She said, shit, I was reimbursed. R. Kelly gave me back my money. He didn't want people to pay for stuff. R. Kelly seemed like he just had the type of heart. If you paid for it, he was gonna give you back your money. So she paid for herself to be there, and R. Kelly gave her back her money. Zed said, well, when was the first time you had sex with R. Kelly? She said, I don't recall. And then said, at his home in Olympia Field. Was it the first time? She said, no. What you recall? She said, can you clarify the question? She said, well, when he paid any no. There was no sexual contact, she's telling her. When we hung out, we went to the mall. I don't recall the second time. No sex. Under 18. No, she said she did not travel under 18. Then it said, well, how old were you? Yes or no? Does it refresh in your memory? And she was like, no, it doesn't refresh her memory as to when the first time she had sex with R. Kelly. So they presented 483A, 483B, published, the defendant is on stage, and the list they played this video for us about a concert that happened in 2006, and they showed all of us, myself and everybody that was in the courtroom, including the jury, and was like, who is this on the? She said, I think I was on stage, and Elizabeth was at the concert with her in 2006, and that was when she met R. Kelly. And he said, well, she did not provide these photos to the so did she not provide these photos to the government? She said, are these still photos from the videos? So what they did was they went back, got the video, and saw that she was in the front, and they paused the videos and stopped the videos and was screenshotting still photos from the video way back then when R. Kelly looked this so young, you guys. I mean, he looked this super young. And so they was like, so these are still videos, photos from the video that the government took. Okay, so these are still shots. Yes. And then they played the video 483A, and then she said, what's happening here? So walking to the stage, he touched Elizabeth's hand. They asked her, what did she see in this video? She said he touched Elizabeth's hand. And then she said, what else happened? She said, I asked him if I could come up on the stage. And at that point, they said no further questions. And they said to CANNICK, Do you want to cross the question? Do you want to question? He said, with the permission of the government, uh, I want to present DD collectively these text messages. No on the crossing. Then they had another quick witness. His name was Scott Delaney. The next witness for you was a special agent from Homeland. He does computer forensic. He's been working since May 2018. They had some exhibits 496 through 494. Did you recognize this? Yes. And then they said, well, did you have any objections? Mechanic said maybe just one, and then he said something about the number and to our position, and then after reviewing it he said there was no objection. And then they said, so show only marked as 468 469 prior to today. Yes, I did. They asked the agent, did he recognize it? Did he review any of this documents prior to today? He said, yes, I did. Do you recognize these as the hard drives as the government exhibits 494? And then, like I said, the rest of the stuff was pretty much boring. I don't think you guys want to hear all this stuff because there was no objection. So when they was done talking about all this, they brought up Junebug, Rob in the studio on the voicemails, and some other information about does this back in August 1991, just old emails, text messages, finally showing exhibit the government. Do you recognize any of this stuff? These contacts saved in now is in evidence, and any objections? None. May I approach? Who are Junebug and Rob and the voicemail? And then they said, do you want to cross? He said no. And at that time they said, okay, until 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then they asked, were there how many witnesses they feel they were going to have? She said 4 to 5 witnesses, relatively short, and that's it. Now y'all all caught up. The DNA was it was DNA, but they couldn't tell you whose DNA. But it was confirmed DNA, but they just couldn't tell you whose DNA. So that was inconclusive. So y'all know everything I know. Everything I know. Everything I know. You guys are so welcome. Yeah, but it was good because she was the government witness, but she was such a good witness, and she really was more beneficial to R. Kelly's than she was to them. They was mad because they was trying to get her to admit she had sex with R. Kelly when she was like 15, 16, and 17 years old. She did not admit to that. She didn't recall any of that. She did her thing up on that stand, I'm telling y'all. And then on top of that, they was trying to get her to say like he was controlling her. When she lost her luggage, it just showed how generous R. Kelly was. And they said, well, what happened when you lost your luggage and you got, with R. Kelly? Shit, R. Kelly had somebody go out and buy that girl all sorts of clothes. She had so many choices of clothes. She could choose from anything she wanted to choose from. I mean, anything she wanted, it was right there for her. He treated her very well, and you could tell he treated her so well. She couldn't even get up there and lie on that man for the government. You know what I'm saying? They was trying their hardest, and that was their witness, and they could not even get her up on that stand and change her story for the life of her. She was very consistent. She was so good that even Mechanic, he couldn't even cross her. So he left. He said, no, I don't have no further questions for her. That's what the prosecutors just brought in here. We ain't answering no question. We don't got none. And shout out to him for that. That was a power move, because had he asked her some questions, do you know how many doors that could have opened up? So it was best to just leave the government witness right there where she at. She ain't answered no more questions. And shout out to him, because like I said, that was powerful. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. And that was the best day one birthday I could have ever asked for, spending it here in New York, supporting R. Kelly for his trial week while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole intention, and my whole purpose was to be here for this for this right here. You know, I fought in this fight for a long time. I've been through some trials and tribulations in this fight, and I didn't come this far to just walk away from y'all and leave y'all out here with nobody to report to you guys what's really happening in that courtroom. I felt it was my honor, it was my duty to bring this to you guys, and if I had to do it all over again, I would, because I'm here for the real reason. I support the injustice. I support R. Kelly, and I truly believe that this man is being railroaded. He's innocent, and all these people is just, unfortunately, here to get money grabs and stuff. And then Faith Rodgers, how you gonna sit here and not know that your lawyer had requested $3 million in a demand letter to R. Kelly about some herpes? Okay, and they didn't give you $1. And so you were trying to get money, and then you have the audacity to say that you don't even recall that. How you not recall that when your lawyer presented it and you had to read the letter, and she said, well, she didn't even read it. So you signing stuff that you ain't read? Like, come on, you guys. Free R. Kelly is what we're going to continue to yell until it's backwards. The government is mad. They don't have a case. So now they're messing with the supporters, talking about, oh, she fell asleep and it's her birthday. It was boring. I was awake for Alexis. Shout out to you, Alexis, girl. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you, honey. You, salute to you, boo-boo, because you went up there and did exactly what you were supposed to do. You kept it real. You weren't trying to get paid. You weren't trying to get no bag. You weren't trying to send a man to jail for something that he did not do. You kept it real, okay? And I appreciate you for that. So again, I salute to you. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And that's what the rest of them should have did. They should have just got up there and just told the truth and stopped lying, trying to take this man down because the government want to tell lies. Okay? Free R. Kelly. Free R. Kelly. At this point, why is the feds even showing up? Because they are embarrassed. They don't want to take the L, y'all. They just can't conceive for the life of them, okay? But they ain't got to conceive because it's going to come regardless. Yes, there's court tomorrow. Court is going to be over early, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, I enjoyed each and every one of you guys. I didn't want to stay too long. I'll stay, maybe give y'all another 5, 7, 8, 10 minutes. If y'all want to ask some questions that I could potentially answer for y'all, I will do that. But I got some surprises for you guys tomorrow. You guys are gonna be really surprised about what's happening for me. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm excited. So I don't want to count my chickens before it hatch, put it all out here, and then it don't come to pass, and I'll be looking like a damn ass talking about what I said this and it didn't happen. So I'm the type of person that, I'm honored. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It ain't going to change me for where I stand in this fight for R. Kelly. So I'm going to continue to be here for the injustice. I'm going to continue to pray every day. I'm going to ask God to continue to humble my spirit and continue to, make me a better person and block everything that's not for me, and help me to accept everything that he has for me. Okay. And I appreciate spending my birthday with you guys, giving y'all this update. And again, you guys are great. Chat members. I appreciate every one of you guys, and anything that I can do from here to you guys, it's all love. So next week, I'm thinking, so if it don't happen tomorrow, Callie, then yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow for sure. Definitely. Let me highlight some of y'all comments so at least y'all can know what I'm answering. Jackie for Faith Rodgers said the police is lying in their report. Yeah, she that's what happened. Demetrius Eastrout, the government witness helped the defense. They did. I mean, it was amazing, y'all. They did. No, Joy didn't flip, but she flipped out on the feds. Okay. You're having an interview with Mechanic. I'm not telling y'all, but definitely got one coming with Mechanic. That's just obvious. But what's happening outside of Mechanic is something that I don't want to tell y'all yet, because I don't want to count my chickens before it hatches. But what I will tell you is I did take a picture today, and I'm just waiting on the correspondence so I can get the rest of the information out so that I can be able to present to you guys something that would be amazing if it happens, like I said. But I'm so humble, you guys. Nothing nothing, this doesn't make me big-headed. Nothing is going to make me act like I'm better than anybody. I'm here because of this fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly. God summoned me, and I'm going to continue to tell y'all my story because I want God to always have the glory. He summoned me in this fight and told me that my voice was needed, and no matter what I've been through, it wasn't going to stop me from coming to where I am today. I wanted to be here. I wanted to continue to support the injustice, and again, if they can do it to they can do it to any of our sons or brothers or men figures in our lives. Only changes is lies. Truth stands, never changes. Yeah, the truth don't need no help. It don't bend, break, or fold. You feel me? Yes, definitely need to know about Faith and the 2013 document. Faith 2000 and herpes. Ain't no herpes because it's cold sore. She don't have no herpes. She's a liar. Joy testified. No, Joy did not testify. Good job. Next preach. Oh, thank you. Virgo women are good people. Amen. 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 Nobody's anything said. Kel's got that fat man roll on his neck. I love a grown man. No, actually, R. Kelly looks really, really good, you guys. Really, really good. The judge said the lawyers can't talk to the media, right? Well, I'm not the media, so you know what I'm saying? I never heard that one, but if it's true, then but he speaks to me, as you guys can hear when you guys catch my earlier live from this for the lunch break. As the lunch break was ending, I caught Mechanic coming back into the courthouse, and I wanted to inform him that I was the person who he used my content in his cross-examination against Jane Doe number 5, and I was very professional about it, and they just take a lot of liking to me. I carry myself very well, and I know how to deal. I'm a people's person. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I know how to be a people's person. I don't disrespect folks, but I do stand my ground. Like you said, for us not give to and just, I don't know, please. Okay, never mind. It's okay. Do what y'all do. I ain't gonna tell y'all what to do, what not to do. It's all good. But everybody that knows me know we don't put other people's name in my chat, because at the end of the day, I didn't deal with half these people. I only dealt with myself, and I continue to support all of you guys because y'all continue to support me. No matter if you fell short and y'all back, it's all love. Hey, Michelle Jordan, I see you, girl. Apart from the court case, has anything funny happened in the side rooms? Have you bumped into anyone from YouTube? Did you see and make anybody cry? That's what's said. No, baby, I ain't hurt nobody's feelings, and I ain't trying to. No, it's being said. CANNICK put it out to the court yesterday, and she denied it. Oh, okay. Hey, Marilyn Johnson, she said, and when R. Kelly wins his case, they need to pay his legal fees. Right. Have they spoken on Haley Calhoun? They have mentioned her. Yes, they have. She's potentially going to be testifying. I don't know how, I don't know when, but she's supposed to be. Um, Hi, Ronald Gordon. I pray many doors open up for you. Thanks for supporting R. Kelly. All you guys are so welcome. I did it from the heart, because when you do things for the right reasons, people know your intentions. I'm not a clout chaser. I'm not a beggar. I ain't gonna do any of that stuff. I may joke with y'all and be like, hit the cash app every blue moon or something like that. But I just tell y'all, do whatever God puts on your heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. That's not here. I came on my own dime, with my own time, so that I can support R. Kelly and be here, because this is something that was dear to my heart just as much as it's dear to you guys, the supporters and the subscribers. I wanted to make sure again that I brought this information to you guys, from my ears to y'all ears, coming straight with the writing material, because I'm up in that thing and I ain't playing, y'all. What color suit did Kel have on today? He had on like a blue suit with a blue tie. Do you know if it's true that Steve represents him in Chicago case? I hear that he is still representing him in Chicago, but I also hear that he's going to not be representing him in Chicago. So until that happens, yes, he is still his legal representative in Chicago for now. CANNICK, like you, says he see you a real one. Right on. You know what I'm saying? Because real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't chasing it down. CANNICK, Mechanic. I ain't doing none of that. I see him, he crossed my path or something. I cross his path. What's up, Mechanic? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I approached him when I seen him the first day. I said, I just want to shake your hand. I just want to let you know that you're doing a phenomenal job and bring Kels home. He said, and I am. And I take his word. He shook my hand. You know what I'm saying? That's a real man. And shout out to R. Kelly Brothers Hoods too, because them some real men. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Will Eady. Like, I met these people. I hugged these people. I talked to these people. I'm not clout chase. They know I ain't clout clout chasing. I ain't starstruck. You know what I'm saying? That don't, money not supposed to make you. You supposed to make the money. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, humble your spirit, humble yourself. To be to when you know better, you do better. You ain't got to do all that stuff, all that extra attention seeking and stuff. No, I'm not. I ain't here for that. I'm very antisocial, but if you can get me to open up to you, you will see a butterfly in me. You will see that empress. Where my sister at? I know she's somewhere in the building. Shout out to Sunny B. Lovely. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you all for real. If I'm correct, I thought the Chicago case was canceled. No, it's not canceled. It just hasn't had a date scheduled because of this ongoing trial right here. Dennis Jones, this trial is full of it. Yes, it is. Absolutely. I saw the replay. CANNICK seems to really like you a lot. He knows you for kills. Oh, thanks, sis. He definitely can see it. I can feel it in my spirit as well. Don, the federal one need to be because them hoes end up adding to the New York case. Right. Well, I'm sure his streaming numbers are up because my playlist is going strong. Okay. It's going to be canceled after this. I will hope so because they don't have, if you can't get this, you can't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what I'm seeing in the courtroom. And even if I wasn't for R. Kelly, I would be like, that man didn't do it. And that's how I will really come and say he didn't do this, y'all. I cannot sit here and say this man is guilty for anything that it's been proven. I mean, they got up there on the stand and they lied, and their lies has been shown. I really wish I would have been here for the opening statements and all of that stuff, because I would have really been able to break down all the witnesses that I didn't get a chance, like Jahanda and Demetrius, even though I have their transcripts and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to really just thoroughly read it. But when I get a chance and you guys want me to read it, you know what I'm saying? I will read it from the beginning to the end. I will be the narrator of everybody. I will play everybody's role by myself, because one thing about me is reading is fundamental, and to know me is to love me, to know I'm a reader, I'm a writer, I'm a creative writer. I wrote a reality TV show. Some of you guys may know this, some of y'all may not know. I told y'all where Hollywood Next came from. That was my reality TV show that I wrote, and wrote it from the start of it to the end of it. I put the whole entire business plan together on what it should do in each segment and each week, and how we eliminated everything. Like, I did that shit. And so and I got it up there. If you guys Google Jack and Rice Gorton, Gorton, Jack, Jack, and Rice, Rice, look them up in LA. Jack and Rice Gorton production, and you'll see who I gave my who I sold my reality TV show to. So, like, I don't have to sit here to lie to kick it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that's behind the scenes that y'all don't know, because I don't share my personal. But when I do open up to you guys will get a chance to see a whole bunch more. So, but it's all in God's timing. I don't want to rush the process. I want to trust the process. And so I just try to encourage each and every one of you guys to do the same thing. Get yourself connected to a higher spirit and get connected. Because I promise you, when you got the right people in you, and you're around the right people, the right gonna come out of you. If you're around a lot of negativity, then the negativity gonna come out of you. So my advice to you guys is surround yourself around positive people doing positive things, and you'll see some better and positive outcomes. Okay, that was my time. I love each and every one of you guys. I can go on and on and on. I love to talk. I love to hear myself talk. I love to encourage other people. No matter what you may be going through, just remember, you don't need to tell your business to everybody. Just trust your higher power. Tell it to him, because can't nobody really help you but him, and he will guide you to places that others can't. But if you got somebody good in your life, I just say hold on to them, because the world we living in today, baby. Okay, so with that being said, let's listen to Mark Kelly. This is it, on the way out the door.
Y'all better listen to this shit. Y'all better listen to this shit. It's a musical bass right here.
See you guys on the next one. I see you, Phoenix. I see you, Francisco. I see you, Gospel Glam. I see you, Lady G. I see you, Tanika. I see all of y'all, man. I'm definitely going to take me a shower, and I'm going to relax myself and get ready for birthday number 2. The real official birthday of Hollywood Next is tomorrow, September the 3rd. today is the day that my birth certificate and my ID says, but tomorrow's the day my mama celebrated my whole life. And all my family will be calling me tomorrow. Like, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. They was calling today because they usually call twice, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and I appreciate it. So not only did you say it today, but just say it again tomorrow. You know, I ain't asking for nothing. Just hit that like button. That's all I can ask for. And we're going to step in the name of love for Kels, y'all. So you guys enjoy your evening, and I'll see y'all real soon. Pieces.
Red's not supposed to be green, like faith's not supposed to be seen. The sky's not supposed to touch the ground, and a square's not supposed to be round. The moon's not supposed to touch the sun, and a two is not supposed to be a one. Said the heart's not supposed to weigh a ton, and forever's not supposed to be done. Winter's not supposed to come in June, and I am not supposed to have the blues. There are so many things that are not supposed to be, babe, except you and me. There are so many things that I